Racing to save the wounded on the streets of Strasbourg. The city's world-famous Christmas market, now the site of a deadly mass shooting. A gunman opened fire on revelers here Tuesday night before fleeing the scene. Witnesses spoke of panic and terrified people as the shots rang out. I saw a lot of people running scared, crying kids and all. Then I said, I think this must be very, very serious. And then when I saw people crying and the crowd leaving, they said it was a shooting right next door, so I ran away. I went to hide in a restaurant. French President Emmanuel Macron held an emergency meeting with cabinet officials at the presidential palace. Afterwards, he tweeted out his condolences, saying the whole nation stands in solidarity with Strasbourg, our victims, and their families. French authorities raised the terror alert to the highest possible level as they searched for the 29-year-old shooting suspect, a known criminal. The man is known for civil law offenses for which he was already condemned in France and in Germany. The government has decided to switch to a state of emergency and reinforce controls at border crossings. We are also stepping up security at all of the Christmas markets around France to avoid similar events from happening. France has borne the brunt of some of Europe's worst terror attacks in recent years. Now, the country again finds itself in the crosshairs.
And DW's Max Hofman is on the scene. He joins us now. Max, we understand that there has been a police operation underway this morning in downtown Strasbourg. What more have you been seeing there?
I am in downtown Strasbourg. Behind me, we're very close to where all of this happened last night. So where the shooting took place, you still see the Christmas decoration, which is part of the official Christmas market. We are not aware of a police operation that took place. If it took place, it's not a very big one. As far as we know, only one media outlet reported it so far with one source. So we're awaiting official confirmation for that.
Meantime, the French government saying that several people allegedly linked to the gunman are now in custody. Do we know anything more about that?
Yeah, Secretary of State who was interviewed by French media this morning said that 5 people were taken into custody connected to that gunman. He didn't give any details who these people were, what their relation is to the alleged gunman. But the most interesting bit of information to come out of that interview is that the Secretary of State said it wasn't impossible that the gunman might have left, as he called it, the territory, which means that he might be on his way or already in Germany. You have to keep in mind Strasbourg is right on the border with Germany, and this gunman has a history in Germany. He was not only condemned for crimes here in France, but also in neighboring Germany.
Who is he, Max? Because, I mean, we are starting to get some more details, some more specifics about him.
He's 29 years old. He's very well known to the authorities because, as I said earlier, he was already condemned in France, in Germany, served some prison time, but not for deeds related to terrorism, criminal acts, theft. And in fact, that man was supposed to be taken into custody on Tuesday morning because of attempted homicide. That's the reason why the police went to take him into custody. He was not at home. They found an assault rifle at his house, as we understand. But since they couldn't take him into custody, he was free to do what he did on Tuesday evening, so the same day here in Strasbourg.
He apparently, I mean, when we talk about the actual incident, he apparently managed to get inside a security zone around the Christmas market. And Max, I know that you have visited those Christmas markets. You're quite familiar with the security there. How do you think he might have been able to get through?
Well, the French mayor, the mayor of Strasbourg himself was at a loss. He said, I don't know how he managed to do that. The controls here were pretty thorough when we got here on Monday. The streets leading up to the Christmas market were controlled. Some cars were stopped. People had to get out. They had to show what they had in the trunks. So the authorities were on it, and we know that a couple hundred police officers were always controlling the area, also soldiers, because the military is allowed to operate in cities in France. But of course, you know, with the number of visitors in a city like Strasbourg, I would think that it's impossible to have complete control over the situation, but I'm sure that the authorities will try to figure out what exactly happened and how the gunman was able to smuggle in his rifle.
And we know he is still at large at this hour. GW's Max Hofman with the latest from Strasbourg. Thank you, Max.